Now I'm going to use SQL Server Agent in order to schedule a job that will execute an integration services package. So I've fired up Management Studio and I've connected to the database engine because of course that's where SQL Server Agent is located. Alright, so here in Object Explorer is where I configure this package. Strictly speaking, configure this job. Now, notice that on this instance of SQL Server, I haven't yet used the SQL Server Agent. You can see that little red dot there that indicates that it's not started. Okay, and it also says Agent XPs are disabled. Okay, so that just means that the service is not running. And this is the default state when you install a new instance of SQL Server. So all I need to do is right-click on this and select Start. Are you sure you want to start? Yes. Well, I wouldn't have right-clicked on it and said Start if I didn't, so please start it. Okay, and so as you can see, after a moment it starts and it changes to a green arrow and it has a little bit of structure to it now. Okay, so let's create our job. So first of all, there's a couple jobs in there that are system related. So we're going to create a custom job. So I'll right click, select New Job, and that opens up this New Job dialog box. So I'm going to give it the incredibly clever name of Execute SSIS Package. I'll be the owner of it, and I'll just leave it uncategorized. And I can add a description if I want to. Alright, now I need to define the steps. Just be a single step in this case, but you define a SQL agent job by defining the various steps that it's going to perform. Alright, need to add a new step, so I'll select New there. And that opens up the New Job Step dialog box. Alright, I'll give it a step name of Execute SSIS. And then I have all kinds of options for types. The one that I want is SQL Server Integration Services Package. Okay, I'll want to run it as the SQL Server Agent Service account. That's the only option, but that's a relatively high-level account, so it should have all the permissions that we need. Now notice I can run jobs from the SSIS catalog, or from SQL Server, or the file system, or the package store. So in this case, I'm going to keep it easy and run it from the file system. And click on the ellipsis button next to package to navigate to the package that I want to execute. So I'll come in here to packages and security, and I'll select classify rows DTSX. Alright, I can specify configurations. Click there, and I'll need to drill down into my location, sample files, packages, security, and security. Actually, I'm not seeing configuration files. Oh, it's right there. Right in front of me. No, that's not the one I want. There it is. Okay, one folder lower than I was expecting. Okay, so it'll use that configuration file. Then I can go to Data Sources, and I'll need to check that connection string, which is going to connect to the AdventureWorks 2012 database. And I can modify the connection string if I want to. Okay, so there's lots of other options that I can set. It's very similar to the DTExec UI, just organized a little bit differently. Because you're executing a package, a lot of the options are the same sorts of things. Alright, so I've created that step to execute SSIS. Okay, next thing I need to do is set up a schedule. And I'll create a new one. I'll name this Weekend. And I'll leave the schedule type to recurring. So it's going to happen every weekend. And I can come down to the frequency section. I'll leave weekly, and I want it to execute both Saturday and Sunday. Okay, then as you can see, there's lots of other options for fine-tuning the schedule, but this is enough for our purposes. Click on OK, and we have a new schedule. All right, that's everything I need to do to configure this job. So I'll click on OK, and it'll take a few seconds and create that new job. And it'll be ready to execute basically at midnight next Saturday. But I'm the impatient type, so I can right-click on this and select the Start Job at Step. And there's only a single step, so it goes ahead and executes it. And it executes the package, and we're done.